Alright guys, TadCrab here and welcome to 2019. This is the first video I'm recording in the new year. Yesterday's one was recorded before I went away for New Year's. But yeah, I'm back in the UK, nice and sunny England. And yeah, life's great. Hopefully 2019 will be great as well. Firstly, I just want to talk about your guys' fantastic support over the last few months. December was far and away my best month on YouTube. You know, so much growth, and hopefully, even though there's not too much news going on right now, we can keep it going into the new year's. I'd be really eager to hear your guys' suggestions on things I can improve on. I definitely am looking to upgrade some things on the graphics end and also expand the content a little bit. You guys seem to have been really liking the gameplay breakdown stuff I've done. Hopefully when the Pro League comes around and there's more gameplays to look at, I can look at individual players and see what they do and what their tendencies and quirks are. So I think that might be something you guys enjoy. Definitely interviews as well is what I want to get into. Hopefully I'll be able to get one done before the Pro League qualifier, and then after that, depending on who qualifies, you know, we'll see how it goes from there. So yeah, those are some content ideas. Feel free to leave any suggestions and stuff like that in the comment section below, and hopefully we can make 2019 the best year ever. So yeah, maybe you guys are setting yourselves resolutions, goals, things like that. I don't really believe in resolutions. I think goals is a really important thing, and this is a great time to set them on a personal level, if it's educationally or business or anything like that. Yeah, goals are great. Obviously, I have personal goals on YouTube. The ultimate goal really is 10,000 subscribers. Trying to be the second channel that's reached 10,000 subscribers doing this type of content after Fox. I wouldn't really count Lando's UMG events because I do all the other stuff, but they're way up there, like 30,000 subscribers. So yeah, 10k would be the immediate goal. I did tweet this out earlier today. I hit 6,666 subscribers on the current day. You know, the views and watch time over the last 28 days has also been spectacular. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter. It'll be down in the description box below as always. So today we're going to talk about FACCENTO to Evil Geniuses. This really was the only topic and thing that I think I missed over the New Year's period that I would have been able to cover content on, but we're going to deal with it today. And yeah, we obviously will have other changes resulting from this to do with the Pittsburgh Knights, and when those changes are announced, I'll cover those on the implications for that particular team. But today we're just going to talk about Evil Geniuses more generally, with FACCENTO being added to the squad and the removal of Saints. So, very interesting roster change considering they came top 8 at CWL Las Vegas. So we have a look at the placings here at Vegas, of course. You guys have seen these plenty of times by now. Optigi, United, Spice, LG. EG were maybe a surprise top 8 finish. I didn't really rate this team. I was saying a lot of this success really probably came from their coach Revan. I don't think the talent on their team was really there to mix it up right at the top for a long period of time, and it's a very interesting change. This team was very SMG heavy. Felony, Royalty, Saints, Exotic. Kind of all SMG players, or at least Exotic maybe somewhere in the mix. Royalties used an assault rifle, but definitely very aggressive players. They take out Saints and they put in FACCENTO, who typically been a slower player, was using the main ICR at times last year for Echo Fox. It's a very intriguing change indeed. So let's have a look quickly at the teams that will have changed as a result of this one going into the Pro League player. Now, I did cover the format for this a few videos ago. The pool play draw for this event is going to take place on the 8th of January. So 5 days time from when I'm recording this, the pool play draw will be in effect, and that's going to be a really exciting one. And, you know, I'll cover all the details as you know I will. So yeah, Evil Genius is now going to be Goon, Royalty, Fellow, Exotic, and FACCENTO. Effectively what happened here is on G2, FACCENTO used to be on this team. He's gone over to Evil Geniuses. Ricky, who used to be on this team, is likely going to the Pittsburgh Knights. Methods, of course, comes from FaZe, where Celium went in. Lacefield came from the Pittsburgh Knights onto this squad. And the 5th is looking like Saints. So Evil Geniuses will likely have traded out Saints onto Pittsburgh Knights for FACCENTO. At least that's what the Parasite squad has been scrimming with Saints. And, of course, in addition to Ricky, and Theory is supposedly a free agent or out the door, maybe coaching, maybe retiring. I think he was coaching even Teddy Rex's team or something like that. So an interesting situation. Let's have a quick look at how Evil Geniuses phrase this. For some reason this is on Facebook, which I find kind of funny. But yeah, EG would like to announce a change. So FACCENTO is going to be coming in place of Saints. And this is an interesting comment from Tyler Fellow Johnson. I've heard a few rumours as to why exactly this change occurred. Heard things on the CoDcast, people talking about, toxic behaviour from Saints, and he's been dropped from so many teams through his career that surely there's got to be an element of his personality that takes away somewhat from his skill, because you look back a year, maybe 2 years, if you were talking about the best players to never win champs, probably you could say this like after Infinite Warfare champs, maybe a year ago. Best players to never win champs, Saints would have been somewhere in the conversation for that. He's been a pretty legendary SMG across his career, been pretty phenomenal, across multiple titles. So, definitely there seems to be something that prevents him from getting onto these top tier teams. Of course, we do have to talk about the fact that traditionally he's not been able to travel across borders out of the United States. It's been widely speculated as to why this is, and supposedly he may have actually got this resolved this year. If you guys know any more than this than me, leave it down in the comment section below. I'm not sure, but I heard some things on Reddit, people saying that he got this resolved, which would be a huge deal, because in the past, whatever team has Saints, when you have to go abroad over to Europe for the UK event, which, is still 5 months away or 4 or so months away, which means that it's very unlikely this change would be sparked by anything like that. You've always had to switch out Saints for some sort of substitute when you've got to go over to the European event, which is likely to be held in London this year. So, that's always been a concern for top teams, but surely it seems like there's some sort of personality issues, and that's what I think Rated was talking about, maybe Parasite as well, that some toxicity or lack of drive to really help improve the team resulted in him being dropped. And FACCENTO does have experience with some of the guys on this lineup, as Fellow goes on to say here. So I feel like Bryce, that's FACCENTO's name, was a much needed fit into our team. If there's one thing our team was lacking in game, it was a leader. This is one of the things I talked about, I think, when this roster was initially announced. Let's just have a look at the current roster. Gunjar, Royalty, Felony, Exotic, and of course Saints. These 4 guys are not a leader. Maybe Gunjar can add something like that, but FACCENTO is a seasoned veteran in that regard, and also has some experience with Felony, as we'll go on to discuss in just a second. So it's moving away slightly from, the Canadian theme of the team, having, not bringing in another Canadian, but FACCENTO seems like a solid pickup in terms of role play. He brings that ICR assault rifle, get talent, I guess, to the squad. You've got Gunjar as well, so those two will be running the assault rifles. Maybe Exotic, Royalty, and Felony, of course, will be more comfortable in the SMG roles. So probably the team and Revan has decided that this is definitely the direction we want to take in terms of the roles on the squad. This tends to happen after the first event. We see a lot of teams have gone into more fast pace, Methods being removed off phase, replacing him with Celium for that more fast paced assault rifle role. Maybe EG thought they were, if anything, too fast, which is kind of a change from what we've seen, or maybe Saints was just that bad a fit for the team that they had to seek other options. So anyway, going back to this announcement here, when Bryce became a free agent, in my eyes, it was a no-brainer due to the intangibles and what Bryce brings to the team. I believe that with the previous success I've had with Bryce and incorporating that within our current team, we will really be able to turn heads. Maybe I butchered the wording there, but yeah. So if you guys aren't aware exactly of this, Elevate from Black Ops 3, the squad was Aqua, FACCENTO, Nagafen, and Felony. Pretty legendary roster, and these guys did unbelievably well. This is kind of when I was first coming into Call of Duty, really early Black Ops 3 season, and these guys were a threat. Anaheim, they came second, I think, to Optic. Orlando, they were third. World Championship, they were third as well. And, FACCENTO and Felony were fantastic players. Aqua maybe was the standout guy on the team. And Nagafen had a fantastic year in Black Ops 3, of course. So this is the success he's talking about in the past. These guys seem to gel really well. And whenever I watch this squad, these guys were doing well. So maybe they bounce off each other and have some, other factor that will really help Evil Geniuses improve. The interesting thing is, let's have a look at the stats here for a second. This is page, I'll link this down in the description box below. This is from CWL Las Vegas. We're already on page 5 out of 6. And that's how far we have to come to find Saints here at a 0.88, or that's effective KD. The KD overall, he had a 0.92 over 23 maps. I guess as an SMG player, that's not tragically bad, but at the same time, not really the numbers you expect out of Saints. It was generally Exotic that was going off. Gunjar did a bit of work as well, but yeah, clearly Saints it's not like you've dropped a player that was absolutely performing above and beyond his limits, and it does seem like he was dropped off the team at this point. And as I said earlier, we'll be moving over to the Pittsburgh Knights with Panda, GodRX, Parasite, and a Ricky. So if I didn't make that clear, that's the situation as it seems right now. Scrolling down a little bit further, okay, we have Gunjar at a 0.91. So, okay, maybe I'm misinformed about Gunjar doing really well over the weekend. Felony here at a 0.86. And then we go on to the next page. Number 6. And we find FACCENTO, baby. 0.76. Woohoo! Down here with Theory. Wow, Teddyworks got wrecked that weekend. Anyway. So, FACCENTO here at a 0.76, and you could really see, looking through those stats, how hard Exotic carried this Evil Geniuses squad. FACCENTO at like a 0.8, a Goonja at like a 0.9, Saints at a 0.9, so I guess Exotic and, of course, Royalty were really doing bits that weekend. So yeah, FACCENTO at a 0.76, it seems a weird change to bring in this guy instead of, you know, your SMG player. So I'd really be interested to hear what you guys think about this change. I struggle to see it as an upgrade. I'm not really sure what to think right now. They've come top 8. I didn't expect them to do any better than that with the roster they had. I didn't really rate these guys personally. I thought that old G2 roster was actually going to be better than this Evil Geniuses squad. I was proved wrong at Vegas, of course, with this top 8 finish, but next event, you're really expecting this team minus Saints plus FACCENTO to keep up that sort of top 8 level? Like, I kind of doubt it. If anything, I think this was maybe an overperformance from them, and it's likely they'll see some sort of regression to the mean down to like top 12, something like that. I don't really see how FACCENTO's an upgrade unless you get some really good gel, I guess, with him, Fellow, and also Revan the coach, because Revan seemed to be a fairly big driving force between getting these guys to top 8. Not sure it was expected by too many people. So if that can keep up, maybe there's a chance, but you know, FACCENTO and Goonja are your 2 assault rifle players. Like, you are relying heavily on your subs, let's put it that way. And maybe that's what you need to do in this game. We don't necessarily know yet how exactly Black Ops 4 plays in terms of what the important players are. Is it your AR? Like, arguably you could say in World War II, the assault rifle was much more important, being able to get control of the lanes. Having a good AR was really important to success, but maybe in Black Ops 4 it's a different story, and EG can keep up the success they've been having. So yeah, be interested to know what you guys think on this one. Definitely a little bit of a weird change, and yeah, I'll cover exactly what happens to the Pittsburgh Knights when those changes are announced down the line. So yeah, feel free to comment down below. Welcome to 2019. Hopefully it's going to be a fantastic year for all of you guys, and for me personally as well, with any luck. So yeah, like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new as always, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I'll see you next time.